To the museum transport.
Egyptians are black.
What? What do, StressFree fam? It's your boy Glee.
It's your boy Dollar Skrill. What it do?
And today we back at y'all with another video. And today we about to be talking about the dark side of Egypt that nobody talks about.
Nobody, man.
Not a single soul, but supposedly this guy that's about to be talking about it to us. So without further notices, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and most definitely hit that notification bell once y'all done doing all those processes or steps, however y'all want to put it. But yeah, without further notice, let's just jump right into this video.
Just do it, man.
I've traveled to multiple countries across Africa, but Egypt has never been on my wish list, and this was because of the many videos I had seen online.
I had to see what this is all about. What is this?
A Russian woman almost ended up in prison in Egypt for an item in her luggage. Let's see. What type of item did she have?
Let's go.
Right, about how hostile they were to tourists and foreigners.
Customs here is intense. Literally, everyone gets x-rayed and then poke through your stuff. They don't care.
I have done nothing wrong. You gonna show me your gun too?
Even though I had heard a lot, I was looking forward to forming my own opinion about this North African country, but nothing prepared me for how hard it was going to be to get here and also to travel around it.
This guy have an accent. I wonder where he's from.
Probably from somewhere in Africa.
In Africa too, huh?
Yeah, I could tell by like the little thick accent.
Right.
Sounds like an African.
The first hurdle I had to scale was applying for a visa, which was the hardest thing ever as a Nigerian. After trying so hard and
You read what I read.
Yeah.
not getting it, I turned to a second option, which was to make use of my Schengen visa to fly to Egypt. The only way this was going to work though was if I came in through Europe. So I took a flight from Nigeria to France to get my visa stamped and then flew back to Egypt through Italy. This journey took me almost 48 hours for a trip that was
Damn, 48 hours.
Damn near 2 days.
2 days.
Just to travel to Egypt.
God damn.
But then again, it does make sense. He's going through the whole little process of getting his visa
What?
stamped or whatever. So makes sense.
Let's see.
Is that Egypt is easier for an European to access than an African, and that sounds very ridiculous to me. Prior to arriving, I'd heard that they were not camera friendly, and on no account should you bring a drone into the country.
So they took our gear and they said that they're going to hold on to it until we can find a permit.
Everything I'm going to record has to
Permit
be
for what?
on my phone.
So I laid out my plan, travel across Cairo, Egypt, exploring the major sites to finally end up inside the Pyramid of Giza.
Wow.
Oh, they're inside the pyramid, y'all.
So guys just arrived in Egypt.
On entering the city, I noticed it has a very similar vibe to Lagos, Nigeria, where I'm from, with people constantly in a rush to complete their daily activities. It currently has a population of over 10 million people and is the third most populated city in Africa. Due to this, Cairo, like many other mega cities, suffers from high level of pollution and traffic, and this was evident on my drive from the airport down to my hotel.
Everybody's just pressing their hands. Can you hear the sound?
In the city.
Right.
I also noticed
That's
that
a
most of
city
the
vibe
buildings
for
look like
you.
they had been demolished to pave way for the road.
I found a hotel to spend the night, and this hotel really had a great view of the pyramids, which I planned on visiting.
Yeah, that's nice.
The next morning I headed out, and the first place on my list was the Egyptian Museum. To move around Cairo, I faced another difficulty. Almost everybody here spoke Arabic.
Is it plenty in Cairo? Traffic jam? There's traffic in Cairo? Okay. Traffic. Okay.
He's
Okay.
like, okay.
As an English speaker,
Yeah.
it was really difficult to communicate with others.
You can't even understand
Now,
him.
this is the first place
Right.
on our list, which is the museum.
Yeah, this is the
Museum,
museum
yeah.
right here. Apparently, I was sent back because I don't have a ticket. So I only can
Why you
get a
stopping by the
ticket now.
museum?
The Egyptian Museum is the oldest archaeological museum in the Middle East and houses over 170,000 artifacts.
So, guys, one of the nicest things just happened. When I went to the gate, the guy actually said I look like an Egyptian. So they gave me the ticket for a lesser price.
Walking into the museum transport
Egyptians are black.
What?
Take me back in time, and I had seen multiple samples of these in Bible stories and on TV, but seeing them physically for the first time really blew me away. There were statues
Snap.
and mummies that dated back thousands of years all over the
Oh.
place, and I couldn't help but wonder what life
Those
must
are
have
real
been like
mummies?
during that
Yes,
time.
bro.
Egypt has a big place in history.
Oh, you
When
think
you
they
think about
fake?
the pyramids, when you think
don't know.
about how far
It's some
the world
museum.
has come,
Damn
and
near
it's really
everything in
interesting
there
to
is
be here presently.
Don't you think that's
and
kind of
seeing
disrespecting the mummy body? Just ain't you supposed to be like buried somewhere?
I don't know. Not just put on display for
Yeah, put
everybody
on
to
display
see.
like you in a mall or something.
I don't even know.
Look at all these mummies.
all of these things.
There were also other structures on ground like ancient stone carvings with different drawings and inscription. It was such an amazing experience walking through history, and I enjoyed every single moment of it.
Dang, there's a lot of people in there.
Probably majority of them
Wanted
is
to experience more of the
tourists.
city and
just
see
like
it
him
through
himself.
the eyes of a local. And for me, the best place to do this is the market.
In every country across the world, a local market is one of the best places to feel the pulse of a city, and is always my go-to if I wanted to experience a place through the eyes of a local. On our drive to the market, I noticed something else about Cairo. There were cops everywhere, and we had to pass through multiple checkpoints at different
Cops just
intervals,
chilling.
which only added more to the traffic.
Right.
I don't have any footage of this because I had to stop filming whenever we're getting close to this checkpoint.
So I'm heading to El Khalili, which is the biggest market in Africa.
I arrived at the Khan El Khalili market, which is a famous bazaar in the historic center of Cairo, Egypt. It was bustling with thousands of people going about their different businesses.
Currently walking in the market now. I have no sense of direction to actually where I'm going.
Dang.
There were many Egyptian artisans and workshops involved in the production of traditional crafts and souvenirs. There were also shops built into the side of stone buildings, and looking around you could tell that this was a very old market. I was invited into one of the shops by one of the local traders.
Okay. Really? What's your name?
No.
Your name is what? Who?
And even though I told him I was just making a video, he was still very welcoming and told me he loved watching Nigerian football.
Oh, okay.
My favorite player is Daniel Abukashi.
Man, did a little
It was
dance.
super busy and very
Right.
difficult to walk through the market, so I decided to stop by and try out some local tea at a tea shop.
Okay.
The funny thing is, I don't know what this is going to taste like. I'm about to try this Egyptian mint tea for the first time.
What it tastes like?
I think I need to add some sugar.
While sitting here,
Got
I
a
met
nice
these
little bit of
Asian
kick.
couples on my right who were also visiting Egypt for the first time, and I asked them to share their experience with me.
I think there are like two sides of this place.
Yeah.
The good side is
Yeah.
you can meet very nice people. The other side,
Yeah.
there are so many of them trying to
Rip you off,
mark
yeah.
up all the prices and stuff.
Yeah, I can see your hand. I like it. You didn't hear?
Yes, and it was £300 and 30 Egyptian pounds.
That's real?
130.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty sure it comes
Listening
off.
to their experience wasn't really encouraging, and I was hoping that what has been said about Egypt from the videos online wasn't true. My goal still remained forming my own opinions as I
Right,
went.
and it's supposed to be like the dark side of Egypt.
Right.
So far, it's like it's just looking pretty chill to me.
It's like some tourist vlog.
Somebody once said that a stranger is a friend that you haven't met yet. So interesting. So you guys should go out there, meet more people, learn about Africa.
I wanted to try out some local food, so I headed to a popular eating spot close to the entrance of the market, and this was where things started to take a turn for the worse.
And one of the problems we hear is you just have different people just coming to meet you and touch you, and it's very annoying.
Within the period from when I ordered my meal to when I wanted to start eating, there were at least over 10 people that came to harass me for money.
I've traveled to many places around the world where there are beggars, and even in Lagos, Nigeria, where I live, there are also lots of beggars on the street. But in Egypt, the beggars are very aggressive.
They're everywhere.
People always hassling you.
Right.
Just like as I was saying, people always hassling you, even at the restaurant. You just want to sit down and eat a really nice meal, and nobody just comes to you and stuff in your face. It was just the beggar now that was just touching me. I just checked it out. I was just sitting down here, and this guy just came to sit down beside me. And he's asking me for money, basically. I don't have anything. Don't worry, just go.
Being a tourist here, these guys just assume that you are a walking ATM and that you're just going to be handing out cash to everybody on the street. Even the restaurant owner had to get aggressive with the beggars, but they just kept on coming back.
I also had to be extra vigilant and keep my bags and belongings in front of me to make sure somebody else doesn't grab them. And even filming with my phone was a problem because of how rowdy the place was.
Yeah, that could get pretty annoying.
I want to try out Egyptian food. This is Egyptian food right in front of me. This is naan bread here. This is soup. This is rice. And then this is tomatoes too.
Another problem with Cairo is it has so many flies. There are flies everywhere.
But I'd never been anywhere that had this much fly.
though.
As you are eating, you are constantly fighting another war with these pesky pests.
This is another challenge that I have to face.
I had lost my appetite, so I decided to pay and just leave.
I've given up on trying to eat this food because there's too many challenges. There's too many flies around. Too many people harassing me.
This man just
Yo, it's
complaining
mad,
about
yo.
everything.
What? It's picky as fuck.
I got back to my hotel very hungry and tired, so I just ordered Uber Eats and chilled on the rooftop.
They got
of my
Uber
hotel
Eats
to
over there?
catch the amazing sunset.
It's Egypt.
What do you mean it's
While up
Egypt?
here, I remember
It's Uber
videos I've
Eats.
seen online
Exactly.
about a lot of creators who had visited in the past who complained about how difficult it was to film here.
As we were filming that, the police stopped us. After about half an hour, the police officer wanted to go through the footage on my phone.
This is a public area. Everybody has cameras. Why are you following me? Stop harassing me.
And also read an article
Man,
online
not in
about
America,
a lady
bro.
who was jailed for begging.
Come on, bro. You're talking like you're in America or something.
Doing some research, I realized that Egypt runs an authoritarian regime.
The current regime is highly paranoid and highly repressive. So they passed an anti-terror law, for instance, which is very wide ranging. And so many things now in Egypt can be considered crimes of terrorism.
For a country where
Damn,
12%
what the
of
fuck?
the GDP from tourism, this is really sad. How do you want to go tourism in your country when you make it difficult for a lot of people to visit and document their experiences?
He has a point on that one.
In the morning, I reached out to a tour guide who took me on a drive to the pyramids. I had been looking forward to this moment for so long, and it was finally here.
I've been wanting to see the pyramid for a very long time, and now I'm finally on my way there. So guys, I think I'm gonna go inside this one, and it cost me 100 of this.
So guys, these are the two tickets I just got. One is the ticket into the general area, and one is the ticket for entering into the pyramids. Nothing prepared me for how massive these pyramids were. They look so small in pictures and videos, but it's only when you get to stand in front of one that
Yeah,
you
they
get
gotta
to
climb
appreciate
up,
the true
they gotta
scale
climb
of
up.
this.
This is really massive, man. I didn't imagine that one block. This is just one block.
All three massive pyramids were housed in the pyramid complex, also called the Giza Necropolis or the Giza Pyramid Plateau. Alongside it was the Great Sphinx of Giza. The fact that these pyramids were built by humans thousands
man,
of
we
years
gotta
ago
travel,
still blew my
dog.
mind. Back then
I
there
don't
was
know
little
about-
to no
oh,
machinery,
snap, what
and
the
they were
hell?
still able to accomplish this level of engineering.
The bird's probably
So
going
the
to post
strongest
up.
earthquake
Nah,
that
they
happened
sure do look
happened
smaller
here
in pictures.
1992, and they lost 10 meters from the pyramid. And all the stones you can see on the ground are some of the stones that fell down when the earthquake was happening.
The ancient engineering feats of building the pyramids are so impressive that even up to today, scientists still can't figure out how it was done.
I don't know how they did it. All I know is they did it. I don't think anybody knows how they lifted those.
What?
So why were the pyramids built, and what was the whole point?
Egyptian pharaohs were expected to become gods in the afterlife. To prepare for the next world, they erected temples to the gods and massive pyramid tombs for themselves, filled with all the things that
You
each
think they
ruler
have
would
like
need
booby traps in them like they do in
Yeah,
the
the
movies?
movies. I really do feel like they have some type of booby trap set up,
can't
so
just
they don't
walk
go
up in
to
there.
so they don't get to some sacred part of it, unless they like do some little pattern shit.
guide and sustain themselves in the next world, making a pyramid the largest and most expensive casket in the world. The first challenge was getting past the hundreds of people at the bottom of the pyramid, whose major goal was to take your money.
Is how much for one ticket?
Still going.
350.
Too much, man, too much.
I had read about this online, so I just became deaf to all their suggestions as I walked towards my major goal, the gate of the pyramid. Because of the size of the complex, which was really massive, and I was already getting tired, I decided to hop on the back of a camel and rode up a hill to get me closer to the pyramids I planned on entering.
Here I am, riding on my camel.
يعني مش هيبقى فاول.
Just narrow.
You guys are walking into the pyramid now. If you're very claustrophobic, it's going to be hard for you to come into this place.
There was limited
Feel like I
lighting
get
and
claustrophobic
the ladders
walking
into the
in that.
pyramids were chipping off in some parts.
It's really hot here.
Could just I was just about to say I couldn't imagine how hard it is, bro.
My mind started playing tricks on me, and I imagined that what would happen if this thing suddenly collapsed on all of us.
I was literally thinking
then
that.
I realized that I've been standing for thousands of years. Why will it be today that it now decides to collapse? I faced my fear and kept moving till we got to the opening deep inside the pyramids, which was home to the tomb of the 4th dynasty pharaoh.
Damn, they don't got no type of way for air ventilation.
I'm inside the second one now.
Sheesh.
One thing I learned from visiting the pyramids was the fact that humans are really powerful if they decide to work together towards a single goal, which was the case of the pyramids.
This is what I look like when I came out of the pyramid. I'm so sweaty, I'm so tired. Woo.
Sweating bullets.
In the evening of my last day, I stepped out to take a boat ride across the river Nile.
This is the River Nile, and on the left and on the right, you can see a lot of cars passing. There's a major road here, and there's a major road on the other side.
This was a great highlight of my very eventful trip, and we had a buffet served to us on a moving cruise ship. This took 1 hour and was a great way to experience the nightlife of Cairo. So,
wonder what type of food it was
well,
exactly.
If you are someone who is a regular traveler who is just coming to stay in a hotel and experience the sights, and if you're ready to face all I've said so far, then be my guest. If you're a creator like me who loves to experience and document places, then I would say you are going to face some tough restrictions to your creativity, and on no account should you bring a drone. I wouldn't be in a rush to come back here anytime soon. Going forward, I'm more focused on exploring and telling stories about places that are very welcoming to tourists. Traveling is already hard and expensive as it is, so it really doesn't make sense for me to go to places where I feel unwelcome or uneasy. This is majorly a reflection of the government and not on the people of Egypt. Most of the people I came across were pretty chill.
Yes, my brother. What's your name?
My brother from another mother.
My brother.
I believe things should be put in place to ensure more tourists have a great experience, especially for a country that makes 12% of its GDP from tourism.
As with all videos, this was my experience traveling Egypt as a Nigerian travel creator, and your experience will probably be different from mine. I've tried to give my opinion as unbiased as possible, and I would love to hear from you guys who have traveled to Egypt before. What was your experience like? Please share your comments in the comment section below. And that's all I have to share with you guys today. If you love this video, please hit the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
All right, Stress-Free fam. What y'all thought about that, man? I like what I saw. I feel like he kind of over-exaggerated a lot of the things that's going on around there.
Right.
You know?
And then, like, from the title of the video, The Dark Side of Egypt, it's like, bro, what dark side really? It's like the things that he was saying that was the dark side of Egypt is basically things that go on all around the world.
Yeah, man. Talking about flies.
Like what?
Like, you go
not only that,
over
the
here,
beggars. There's beggars everywhere.
Yeah.
There's literally beggars in America. It doesn't matter where you go. You always gonna bump into a beggar or two.
But anyhow, I enjoyed watching this video.
No way. It was a pretty nice, well put together video that he did.
You know, and hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, man. And we'll be back with another one. All right, y'all. Stress-Free fam, we out.